808 machine. This is an 808 that I built a long time ago, and I have been using forever. This 808, I guarantee you've heard this 808 in some scenario. If you've been listening to EDM and at least mainstage EDM for the last 10 years or so, I can almost guarantee that you've heard this 808. So, what is this 808 and how does it work? What is an 808? How do 808s work? Let's talk a little bit about this. This is a baseline 808. 808s are very simple synthesizers. It amounts to, you have an oscillator, you have an envelope, and you have a filter. And that's basically it. That's why, like, when people are like, man, how do you make 808s? And it's like, well, I mean, an 808 is not a complex device. It's an oscillator, an envelope, and a filter. So if you understand exactly what's happening within that 808, you can create your own, and that's what I've done here. This is my 808. It sounds a little bit like this. If I can find out where we are playing it back from. Dingus! So I can control things like length, because I need that. If you want to choke your 808, you need an envelope for control for length, and you can see that literally is controlling here the decay on a macro knob. There's the macro for length. So super simple. I have a couple different envelopes controlling a couple different parameters. For starters, I have an envelope taking care of the pitch, because I believe without the pitch control, if I take these and I mute them, it just doesn't have the same type of tone. You can hear the impact. A lot of the transient comes from the that pitch. It's a poop. See? That's a nice addition. That's almost like where the transient response comes from. It's actually from a pitch shift. Very, very fast pitch shift, this one here. Also, I have some envelopes controlling things like wavetable position. Because for me, wavetable position, especially when you have something like a square to a sine, you have more harmonics traveling down to less harmonics. So I can start with a lot of harmonics in the transient phase and reduce down to a very clean sine as it comes through the sustain. Same deal on the filtering. If we don't filter, let's have this be a little longer. Why is that so short? There we go. Why are you so short? There we go. So turn these off. Here it's like bah. And now it's like bow. Bow. So, because that's the 808. It's like boom, boom, boom. And you can make that with your mouth, and you can see your mouth make it, and your mouth closes, and that is a low pass. Ow. So, you're taking the highs off as the 808 decays. This is a very, very straightforward 808. And, of course, when you get in here and you add a little EQ boost to the ear bass frequencies, and you can see here the nice even harmonic distribution in there. That's nice. Oh, there's one little other tip. This 5, I love doing this. I love spreading hyper fast. I can turn this all the way up. Go hard on it. I love doing really, really fast vibrato, like hyper, almost audio rate vibrato at underneath half a semitone. If this were to set to 1, like I'll turn it up to 1, you can really hear it. That's too much. So the ear, it's so fast and it's not so extreme that especially when you get really low, like you get down to like C's and you want C808s to work, putting a really, really fast vibrato at about, let's say a quarter-ish, maybe a third semitone, what you're going to get is you're going to get that frequency spread, and it's going to come up above C, and it's going to go below C. And that's going to just help it have a little bit of additional content that's going to translate better to other speakers. The next thing in this chain is, of course, a way of maintaining frequency response outside of the drive into the saturator, which, of course, if you want more ear bass, there we go. Now it's like you can really hear it on smaller speakers. We also have this filter here. This filter here is really helpful for containing the frequency response. Also, this would be where I would be able to stick a ducker. So if I have a kick and play, and of course we do have a kick and play, I could stick my, where are you? You're here. I could stick this ducker in here and set this from the kick, and then of course we could filter off the top end as necessary, and you would not hear the side chaining. So this is my 808 setup. You can borrow it. Take it, children. Run away. That's why we're in the best practices. Now you have Seth Drake's 808.